Hello, Christina's World Kitchen. I'm Christina Martinez-Williams, Zariah Martinez-Williams. I was like, wait, which language was I speaking? Christina Martinez-Williams. Christina's World Kitchen. All right, we're going to make a new pizza crust. It is going to be a masala chicken and spinach pizza crust. And we're going to use a couple of different sauces on top, but this is just for the crust. So we're gonna first mix our spices so that we can mix them well with all of the chicken and the spinach. And then we're gonna add a couple more ingredients, and then we're gonna form our pizza on our baking sheet or on our pizza stone. So give me thumbs up, hearts, and likes, shares. If you like pizza, you're gonna want to try this. If you have had like a Indian butter chicken, this is gonna be kind of those spices. Like a little bit like those spices, an Indian butter chicken. Tell me if you had Indian butter chicken, put had it in the comments. If you haven't, put haven't. So this is great because you have a pizza crust that is high protein. It's really protein. Protein and some veggies. And then you can add on top of it whatever you want. You can use like my pizza sauce, you can use my butter chicken sauce, you can use like Rouse or low carb marinara sauce. And then you can put just cheese, or you can add whatever you want on top. So I would love to know, what do you like to add on your pizza? This is pink salt. So I'm going to add these to a little thing, and I'm going to use two teaspoons of pink salt. 2 teaspoons of pink salt. Then I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of garam masala. I had to search here in Oregon for this garam masala. This brand is Morton and Bassett. In Maryland, I don't have as hard of a time finding it. Here in Oregon, I had a hard time finding this spice, and it was pretty expensive, but I found it. So this is 1 and 2 teaspoons of garam masala. Garam masala is just a bunch of different spices together. Then I'm going to add a teaspoon of garlic powder. A teaspoon of garlic powder. And then I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of paprika. 2 teaspoons of paprika. 1, 2. And then I'm going to add one more spice. I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. And this morning I made this amazing dessert-like tasting thing that was so delicious. Actually, this was for my lunch, and it was so delicious that I'm excited to make it for you when I get home. We're going home tomorrow evening, so I will not be cooking here tomorrow evening. But I will be uploading a video. I will be saying hi, but I won't be cooking here. We get home to Maryland on Wednesday. The girls and I have been gone for a month, and we're excited to go back and start life again in Maryland. We're home for the whole summer. I'm gone several times, but we're not taking another World School trip, like a long trip. We're gonna take a few day trips and a few smaller trips. All right, so here is, I'm going to mix this all together. First, I'm gonna add my 3 cups of shredded chicken, and then 2 cups of chopped spinach. 3 cups of shredded chicken, 2 cups of chopped spinach. And then I'm going to mix this because I want it to be, I'm looking for my little spatulas that I got out. Hold on, I see them. I see them. All right, I'm gonna mix these, and then I'm gonna add my spices to this after I add my egg. So tell me where you're watching from. I would love to say hi. Make sure you give me thumbs up, hearts, share, like this video, because you're gonna want to try this. And this is a brand new recipe. I don't have it in Spanish. I'm making it right now. So you're gonna need to write it down because it will not be up just yet in a written format. So this is the format that you're gonna have to catch it for right now. All right, now I'm going to add 4 eggs, beaten eggs. 4 beaten eggs. This is a kind of dough, a pizza crust dough that we're not going to be like rolling out. We're going to be kind of spreading out. And I promise you that it will connect. It does work better if you have a pizza stone, but it will still work if you just have a baking sheet. All right. So I'm getting this all moist all throughout. I'm gonna actually add one more ingredient before I add my spices, which is 1 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. And I'm gonna mix that, and then I'm gonna add my spices, and then I'm going to spread this out on my baking sheet. So I want to get this cheese like connected to all of this, the moisture from the eggs. I have one more liquid, actually I almost forgot. I have one more liquid to add before I add the spices, and that is 1 lemon, 1 squeezed lemon. So this lemon was fairly, I'll show you how big it was. So depending on how big your lemon is, you're gonna want to use a full lemon. So 1 squeezed lemon. This lemon was juicy. All right, now I'm gonna add that. Oh, it smells good. I love the smell of lemon. All right, now I'm ready to add my spices. I'll show you what it looks like. All right, now my spices, I'm gonna add a little bit at a time so that I can mix it well, so that it can be well combined. So I'm gonna add it, mix it, add it, mix it, add it, mix it. This is a great pizza crust because it is so high in protein that you don't really have to add anything other than cheese on top unless you want to. And it's really filling because it's so full of protein and healthy fat, and makes for a really great pizza crust. Okay, I have a little bit more to add. Like one more time, and then it'll be well mixed and ready to go. I want to know if you would add on top of this my butter chicken sauce, or if you would add my pizza sauce, which is like a marinara sauce, or if you would add like Rao's or a low carb pizza sauce. Or marinara sauce. Marinara, this crust is not going to absorb any liquid, so you don't need a lot, but it will sit there. It won't like fall off. I thought I only had one more time of mixing, but it looks like I have 2. All right. Now, there we go. Now we've got it mixed and it's ready to be molded onto your pizza crust. If it's on your pizza crust, you're going to build from the center out, like in a circle. And your pizza crust should already be heated 15 to 20 minutes at 375. My oven is already preheated to 375, so I don't need to preheat the oven, but I did not preheat my baking sheet because it doesn't really do anything. But I do have my parchment paper ready to go and ready to add food on top of. All right, so I'm gonna start in the center, and then I'm going to build out, meaning I'm going to like press it down. This is a pretty thick pizza crust, so I'm gonna press it down until it's like, I don't want any holes. So I wanna make sure that I'm not seeing parchment paper in between the places. When you put it on a pizza stone, It's gonna start to kind of melt together at the same time that you press it, which is an advantage to using a pizza stone, but it's still working this way. So I'm gonna keep just building it on around. It doesn't really matter, like on a pizza crust, you wanna kind of build it in a circle around it, around the center, so that you have a circle as you go. But on this, I'm gonna build it into a rectangle. And I'm gonna put it on the other side. So I'm gonna go side, side, and I'm gonna go on the sides and add it on the sides. But I don't want it in a huge pile because it needs to cook, and it will, with the egg and the cheese, it will connect, and you will have a pizza, you'll have a crust. Now this crust takes a little bit of time to bake. So you're gonna need to bake it for about 20 minutes, and then if possible, which it should be possible, you have to use, like with a pizza crust, with a pizza stone, you're gonna need to use like a metal spatula, and you're gonna wanna like get under all parts of it and then carefully flip it so that the other side can get golden as well. And then once both sides are golden, so probably another like 10-15 minutes on the other side, then you're going to add your sauce and your cheese, or whatever you're gonna add on top of it. And that will be that's the process. So far, I'll show you how we're looking. We've got a lot of space left, which is good because I got a lot of pizza crust left. So I'm gonna put it on this side now. And with the parchment paper on the baking sheet, I imagine that I'm going to flip it by flipping it on top. Well, it depends. If it can lift up really easily, I'll flip it. But I also might just flip it by flipping it onto another piece of parchment, putting another piece on top, and then flipping both, like having someone help me on both sides, flipping it, and then peeling it off of the one that it was originally on, and then cooking it on the new one. I think that's gonna be the best method to get both sides cooked when it's in the baking sheets. All right, this side is lacking some, so I'm gonna build over here. This is the longest part, and on a pizza stone also, it's a longer part of preparation. But it's definitely worth it in the end because it is so good. And with this, you already have all the spices, and it's such a unique pizza crust, like an Indian chicken spiced pizza crust, that you're gonna love it. All right, I want a little bit here and then a little bit on the ends, and then I'll show you. And then I'm gonna put it in the oven, and it's done. All right. So I want it to be like as evenly placed as possible in terms of the height, because I want it to cook evenly. So I'm kind of like pushing my edges in a little bit, so it creates a little bit of like it's not too thin on the edges. All right. I can smell the combination of the lemon with the spices, and it smells really good. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys. And my oven's already at 375. awesome. It's done. Okay, let me show you. It fit the whole thing here. It's a little bit on the sides. There's some room still, but on the ends it's full. So there's like an inch or two on each side, and then the ends are full. So I'm just gonna enter it into the oven, and that is it. I would love to know if you try it. And like I said, you're gonna cook it for 20 minutes, flip it, cook it for another 10 or 15 until it's golden, and then you're gonna add your sauce, your pizza sauce or my butter chicken sauce, and then you're gonna add your cheese on top, and then cook it for another like 7 minutes till the cheese is melted and ready to go, and then cut it and eat it. All right, that's it from my household, my friend Amber's house, to your kitchen, global flavors and healthy plates from around the world. Bye.